The Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh of UPMC is nationally ranked 22nd for its cancer center and 10th in pediatric specialties. In 2015, the hospital received 13,804 admissions, one of those being 8-year-old Braden Tipton.
Braden was admitted to Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh of UPMC because he was diagnosed with Myelodysplastic Syndrome. It was first discovered that Braden had MDS after having blood tests taken due to massive bruising. The doctors found that he had low red and white blood cell counts and low platelet counts.
Myelodysplastic syndrome occurs when a person's cells are abnormal and immature. This causes the bone marrow to weaken and not function properly.
Braden was admitted on October 5, 2015. His first treatment was chemotherapy. He started the chemotherapy treatment 9 days before needing a bone marrow transplant. The chemo broke down all unhealthy bone marrow. This was so that his body could be susceptible to the bone marrow transplant.
There are two types of bone marrow transplants, the autologous transplant and the allogenic transplant. An autologous bone marrow transplant is a procedure in which bone marrow is taken from your own body and placed somewhere else in your body. Braden required an allogenic bone marrow transplant. This means that the bone marrow that he received came from a donor.
On October 15, 2015, Braden was taken in for his bone marrow transplant. The doctors were unsure if his body would take to the new healthy marrow. The donor of the bone marrow was Braden's younger brother. The operation was a success.
Braden was in the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh of UPMC until November 23rd of 2015. Even after he left the hospital, he was still hooked up to a port that was in his chest. This port was used to give Braden his medications.
Braden was required to be hooked up to an IV for 12 hours every night. This was to ensure that he stayed hydrated. Braden is becoming healthier. He no longer has to be hooked up to an IV every night. He has to wear a mask in very crowded conditions. However, most of his restrictions are gone. Braden is now able to orally take his medications. He is able to be active and playful.